Parasite, Gu, breeding longevity path, starting from the love-enamored Gu. Author, Thousand Lakes True Person. Chapter 511, which nascent soul isn't polygamous, marrying Master Peach Blossom. What? Upon hearing this, Deist Unlimited's mouth twitched. He knew his daughter's character very well, outwardly gentle but fiercely resolute. If she was unwilling, no amount of coercion could possibly make her agree. If she disliked the man, she would likely have just turned her face and left. But now, she is blushing shyly? He had never seen this side of his daughter before, it was a real eye-opener. This. The nascent soul cultivators around him were all stunned, they hadn't anticipated such a scene at all. All of them were dumbstruck. Who would have thought that the far-famed Master Peach Blossom was ready to couple with someone else? Seeing the coy look on Master Peach Blossom's face, the nascent soul cultivators who had a crush on Master Peach Blossom felt as if their hearts were being pricked with needles, the pain making it difficult for them to breathe. The renowned Master Peach Blossom was not supposed to be like this. She should be aloof on a high pedestal, looking at men with disdain, as if they were disgusting bugs. But now, she had turned into a coquettishly reliant lady. Who would have thought that such a lofty goddess could transform into this? It turned out that even goddesses are not always cold. Just cold towards them. To the man she liked, the goddess was very passionate, she could smile and blush shyly, her face turning red. Looking at Zhou Sui, these nascent soul cultivators were so jealous that they were seething. Their hearts couldn't help but fill with bitterness, they could only envy him. But now, they were helpless. After all, the couple was well matched, mutually affectionate, where was there room for them to object? All right then, please take your seats. Next, we will discuss the matter of merging realms. This is a significant issue, affecting our Wuji alliance, and even the entire future of the human clan in the Kanglan Sea area. Having resolved his daughter's matter, Deist Unlimited felt very satisfied. Then he quickly asked Zhou Sui and others to take their seats, after which he began with the main topic. On hearing this, the nascent soul cultivators began to sober up. After all, they were indeed most concerned about this matter, which also affected their futures. If Boevi cultivators of the ancient demon realm were indeed coming to attack, they needed to prepare in advance. Alliance Hierarch, what are the plans of the other nascent soul forces besides our Wuji alliance? Someone asked. From now on, all nascent soul and golden core cultivators across the entire Kanglan Sea area, whether from the righteous sects or the demonic sects, are to follow a non-aggression order. No fighting or slaughter is permitted. No factions are allowed to expand. If anyone violates this, they will become the enemies of all the major nascent soul sects. They will be killed by everyone. Deist Unlimited's tone was very serious. Obviously, this time the 5 major sects of the righteous path and the 3 major sects of the demonic path had made a joint decision. After all, whether it's the righteous or demonic path, they were all part of the human clan. If they were to slaughter each other, they would only benefit the demon clan. Therefore, they jointly issued a non-aggression order, prohibiting the nascent soul and golden core cultivators from killing each other. This was in order to prevent weakening the strength of the human clan. Unless the realm merging phenomenon ended, this non-aggression order would not cease. Alliance Hierarch, even if our cultivation world really merges with the ancient demon realm. However, it doesn't mean that the cultivators of the ancient demon realm will necessarily attack our cultivation world. It's not easy for everyone to cultivate to the nascent soul realm. Why should we fight to the death? Someone voiced his confusion. He felt that 4th stage demon cultivators from the ancient demon realm may not necessarily invade the cultivation world. After all, even if a demon cultivator wants to advance to the 4th stage, it would require a long time and overcoming countless difficulties and dangers. They were probably not willing to see their many years of hard cultivation come to nothing. Why start a war if there's no need for it? For everyone, there wasn't any benefit from it. It's quite simple. The human clan and the demon clan can hardly coexist. To those demon clan cultivators, each of us humans is a great tonic. They're essentially humanoid spiritual medicines. If one were to consume a human cultivator, it would save decades, even hundreds of years of tough cultivation. You should know that although the lifespan of demon cultivators is long, their cultivation speed is equally slow, not comparable to our human clan. Now, by consuming human cultivators, the time spent on cultivation can be greatly reduced. Ask yourselves, how can they resist such temptation? Deist Unlimited said helplessly. this. Many nascent soul cultivators were left speechless. Speaking frankly, under similar circumstances, they, as fourth stage demon cultivators, would probably also fail to resist this temptation. There are humanoid spiritual medicines everywhere. Who can resist that? Of course, the reason the demon clan doesn't dare to act is not that simple. One very important reason is that they see us humans as weak and unworthy of coexisting peacefully with the demon clan. In the ancient times, when our cultivation world met the ancient demon realm, those demon cultivators entered the cultivation world, killed human cultivators indiscriminately, slaughtering countless humans. Hence from the very beginning, they never negotiated with us humans on an equal footing, treating our human clan as a weak species. Naturally, they could not discuss peace with us. If we had enough strength, it would not be the ancient demon realm invading our cultivation world, but our cultivation world invading the ancient demon realm. Therefore, war is inevitable. We must abandon our wishful thinking and actively prepare for war. This is a war between clans. Either you die, or I survive. Deist Unlimited swept his gaze over everyone, his tone very serious. He knew there were some nascent soul cultivators who were not yet in the state, thinking the war might be avoidable. But he knew it was impossible. Unless the demon clan suffers a severe setback, suffers heavy losses, and suffers greatly. Otherwise, it will be impossible to prevent the invasion of the demon clan. Alliance Hierarch, we understand. So what should we do next? Someone asked. At present, there are 36 areas within the Kanglan Sea where signs of the void have been found. As for those not yet discovered, we don't even know how many there are. Cities will be built in these 36 areas, serving as the first line of defense against the demon clan. At that time, all 8 nascent soul forces of our human race will send nascent soul cultivators to settle in these cities. They will monitor the portals in these places around the clock. If any demon cultivator breaks in, they will be killed without mercy. Deist Unlimited began to lay out the plan to be followed. Hearing this, even Zhou Sui was unruffled, perfectly composed. Even if tasks were really assigned and he was asked to stay and guard these cities, by that time, he would just send a clone over, the main body wouldn't be required to move. Even if there were any unexpected events, it wouldn't be able to harm the main body. Hierarch, what about those undiscovered portals? Is it really the case that even if these portals are sealed off, we won't be able to prevent the arrival of the demon cultivators? Someone frowned, feeling that such a plan wasn't flawless and there were oversights. We can only do our best and leave the rest to fate. Of course, you don't need to worry too much. Although the ancient demon realm is powerful and has deep-rooted forces, the demon cultivators who truly invade our cultivation world would probably only be a fraction, with many not interested in human cultivators. Moreover, because the portal will be unstable in the beginning, divinity transformation demon cultivators cannot break in. At most, it would be nascent soul demon cultivators. With our strength, we should be able to withstand these 4th stage demon cultivators. Deist Unlimited said in a deep voice. He didn't think the situation was as bad as it seemed. Even if a portal really appeared, connecting the 2 realms, it would not be too surprising. With the current power of the Wuji Alliance, they should be able to protect their own safety. Moreover, this war is not entirely dangerous for us. You know, many materials from these beasts are of great benefit to us cultivators. The materials from these beasts can be used to make talismans, magical treasures, or even used in alchemy. Their uses are simply endless. Even if we can get some 3rd stage demon cores, 4th stage demon cores, or 5th stage demon cores, it can improve our cultivation level. If we are powerful enough, we can also gain endless benefits and improve our cultivation in this war. Perhaps this war will allow some nascent soul cultivators to break through and become God-transformed honored ones. Deist Unlimited narrowed his eyes, and an endless ambition was revealed deep in his pupils. Chapter 512, Wedding Night, Peach Blossom Spiritual Body. This time, the nascent soul meeting of the Wuji Alliance also lasted for a whole day. The contents of the meeting were essentially perfecting various details. Before long, the matter of merging territories spread throughout the various places in the Wuji Alliance's sea domains. It was known to countless cultivators. Of course, the gossip news about Zhou Sui and Master Peach Blossom soon being wed also spread like a hurricane throughout the Kanglan Sea. After all, Master Peach Blossom's fame was just too great. The reputation of the #1 beauty in the Kanglan Sea had long since spread far and wide. Such an unparalleled beauty was actually marrying a man, it was simply explosive news. Even the matter of merging territories had to step aside before such tantalizing gossip. No way, is it real or fake? Master Peach Blossom is actually getting married? What a joke! What kind of man deserves such an exquisite beauty? The many admirers of Master Peach Blossom were utterly devastated. They could hardly accept this news that was like a death knell, their hearts were being torn apart. If they hadn't triple-checked the authenticity of this news, they would probably have wanted to kill the rumor mongers. The truth is indeed true. The Wuji Alliance has announced the Dao Companion ceremony, inviting many fellow cultivators to observe the ceremony. Who in the world is the man who received Master Peach Blossom's favor? It's said that he's just a loose cultivator and not a cultivator from any nascent soul sect, hailing from Immortal Mist Island in a remote sea domain. But this person is extraordinarily talented, and has successfully reached the nascent soul stage in just 100 years. That's too unbelievable. Did such a thing really happen? Even in the ancient era of the cultivation world, not many were able to achieve this. This is akin to a divinity transformation. Exactly, this is true, I have triple-checked it. The man is called Zhou Sui, always keeping a low profile, pretty much nobody has heard of his name. Only when he advanced to the nascent soul stage, did he reveal himself to the world. I looked into his past. He established his foundation at 24, achieved core formation at 54 and nascent soul at 100. Truly a genius blessed by nature. For such a talent to remain unnoticed before reaching the nascent soul stage shows that he is very cunning and not arrogant or domineering. He's an extremely accomplished cultivator that should not be underestimated. The nascent soul cultivators were discussing animatedly. They all immediately looked into Zhou Sui's information. The more they found out about Zhou Sui's information, the more they were shocked by this unparalleled genius. This guy, while possessing a high talent, was also an ascetic practitioner who never showed off or was domineering. By the time the crowd knew his name, he had already achieved nascent soul. By this time, it was too late to suppress such a genius even if they wanted to. Moreover, I heard that Zhou Sui is a married man. He has over a dozen Dao companions, one of which is a nascent soul female cultivator while the rest are golden core female cultivators. He's quite a ladies' man. No way, would Master Peach Blossom prefer to marry a married man over giving us a glance? What on earth does this damn man have? He actually married so many high-ranking female cultivators, even a nascent soul Dao companion. I heard that he is extremely robust and lively, capturing the heart of Master Peach Blossom, making her unable to resist him. This scoundrel actually made so many high-ranking female cultivators willingly share a husband. How incredible! How did he do that? There's no help for it. He's extraordinarily handsome, proficient in various secret techniques and has a divinity transformation demeanor. Which female cultivator wouldn't love such a man? He's presentable in public and competent in the bed chambers. Damn it, I'm going to cultivate various secret techniques too, see if I can find a nascent soul Dao companion. Stop dreaming. This requires talent. Your tool is like a thermoprobe, going in for a poke and coming out fast, no amount of practice will help. Fuck, you bunch of assholes, I've got plenty of talents. You're all just jealous. The cultivators were utterly despondent and helpless. Despite their envy over Master Peach Blossom getting married, it was her decision, approved by Daoist Unlimited. No one else could possibly oppose it. A few days later, Zhou Sui and Master Peach Blossom's wedding ceremony was held as scheduled. It was a grand event, and many nascent soul cultivators attended. Of course, Dao companions like Lang Yuexi and Lin Yazue didn't refuse this matter. On the contrary, they were very welcoming. In fact, they had long discussed this matter with Master Peach Blossom. Only Zhou was kept in the dark. After all, for cultivators like Lin Yazue, the benefits of their beloved husband marrying Master Peach Blossom were just too grand. It wasn't simply because he was marrying a beautiful wife. They were also getting the giant entity that was the Wuji Alliance. In the future, they would be the real power holders in the Wuji Alliance. When Daoist Unlimited's lifespan ran out, the Wuji Alliance would belong to them. So, why wouldn't they let Zhou marry Master Peach Blossom? The wedding banquet was quite boisterous. Many important people from various forces attended. Even sect elders from the Tianjian sect, Piao Miao Palace, Sunset sect, and so on showed up. Although many admirers were green with envy and utterly unconvinced by Zhou Sui, they dare not kick up a fuss in front of people like Daoist Unlimited. The wedding ceremony was basically completed smoothly. At nightfall, Zhou Sui and Master Peach Blossom entered the bridal chamber. I'm sorry, husband. I'm afraid you won't be able to deflower me tonight. Chapter 513, Bridal Chamber Candle Night, Peach Blossom Spiritual Body. Master Peach Blossom was dressed in a red gown, showcasing her stunning figure, charming curves, and blushing pretty face. She was extraordinarily enchanting, a peerless beauty that would cause any man to salivate on sight. Perhaps any man who saw Master Peach Blossom now would fall at her feet. She looked at Zhou Sui, blushing shyly. Oh, why is this so? Zhou Sui, restraining his inner impulse, patiently asked. Indeed, it was too difficult to bear seeing a cooked duck trying to fly away. I have a special physical constitution known as the Peach Blossom Spiritual Body. This constitution allows me to cultivate at an extremely fast speed, and simultaneously possess a natural seductive power. Every movement, every frown, every smile could make other cultivators fall into obsession, inherently alluring and irresistible. What's even scarier is that if I were to combine cultivation with a man, I would absorb his vital essence, thus strengthening my own physique. Because of this, I've kept my purity and never interacted with any man over these many years. Of course, if only for the sake of cultivation, I could let go and exploit my peach blossom spiritual body to absorb the vital essence of numerous male cultivators. But then, I would be possessed by the demonic path and become lost. Then I would end up having my peach blossom body backfire. My mother, who had the same constitution, suffered because she indulged too much, and died to the backfire of the peach blossom body. Eventually, she transformed into a peach tree and was planted on Peach Blossom Island. Master Peach Blossom revealed her deepest secret. Peach Blossom spiritual body, there exists such a physical constitution in this world. The world is indeed full of wonders. Zhou Sui marveled. In fact, from the beginning, he had sensed the distinction of Master Peach Blossom's constitution from other women. It was almost as if she naturally carried the power of seduction. Seeing this now, it indeed is due to her unique spiritual body. No wonder Master Peach Blossom has always lived on Peach Blossom Island, her mother was buried on this island. Meanwhile, she also wanted to avoid the troubles brought by the Peach Blossom spiritual body. Therefore, she has always refused to interact with other men. It's a pity, however, that she wound up falling into his hands. In that case, when will it be possible? Zhou Sui asked. Only if I advance to divinity transformation can I completely resolve the issues of my constitution. By then, I will no longer become a source of trouble for you. Of course, if you don't mind, there are 3,000 beautiful cultivators on Peach Blossom Island. They can become your concubines to fulfill your needs. Master Peach Blossom looked a bit sorry as she spoke to Zhou Sui. As a partner, it was indeed a failure to not be able to meet the needs of her man. But there was no choice. The Peach Blossom spiritual body of hers would be a great damage to men. If they were to have a relationship, she would probably absorb the vital essence of her man. In the long run, a huge problem will inevitably occur. Of course, she had already thought of a solution for this, which was to have the female cultivators on her Peach Blossom Island assist. As these maidservants were adopted by her, they were loyal to her. Whatever she said, they would comply. Moreover, if they were to marry her husband as concubines, they would definitely be happy. After all, her husband was a man with a divinity transformation posture. If they could truly become God transformation cultivators, they would be the masters of the Kanglan Sea area. No need. Which woman in this world could compare with you? Apart from you, I don't want anyone else. Attempting to evade the responsibilities of a partner, it seems like you are trying to make me angry. Zhou Sui looked at Master Peach Blossom. How could he ever let the cooked duck fly away? Even in his dreams, this couldn't happen. Of course, if he achieved the initial completion of an early-stage nascent soul, and then borrowed the enormous union force of Master Peach Blossom, perhaps it could help him break through the bottleneck and advance to mid-stage nascent soul. But he, Zhou Sui, did not need to do such a troublesome task. Even without the need to borrow the union force of his partner, he could still break through the bottleneck. Cultivation requires timely enjoyment and open-mindedness. However, the Peach Blossom spiritual body is indeed bothersome. For other male cultivators, Master Peach Blossom is a witch. A night of pleasure will undoubtedly lead to death, with all the essence on their bodies absorbed. Of course, male cultivators with profound cultivation could withstand many times, just like Deist Unlimited, who is her father. That's how Master Peach Blossom was born. But Zhou Sui wasn't afraid of the Peach Blossom spiritual body at all. After all, he has a dragon-elephant body with his vital essence more abundant than one could imagine. No matter how powerful the peach blossom spiritual body was, it was impossible to completely absorb his vital essence. More importantly, the power of the obsession goo was quite significant and could turn the rotten into the spectacular. The things that Master Peach Blossom worried about were needless fears. No, I'm not. Master Peach Blossom wanted to say something else. But Zhou Sui didn't give her any chance to speak any further. He instantaneously blew out the room's candle, plunging it into total darkness. Immediately after, sounds echoed from within the dark room. Early the next morning, the sun rose, and the light was bright. Master Peach Blossom lethargically lay on Zhou Sui's body, her pretty face flushed. Her charming eyes glancing at Zhou Sui with a bashful yet displeased look. She didn't expect this man to be this forceful, not giving her any chance to refuse. Chapter 514, Wedding Night, Peach Blossom Spiritual Body. But indeed, as this man had said, her Peach Blossom spiritual body had no side effects on this man. Because she found that the spirit chi on this man was so massive that it was beyond imagination. If the aura of other male cultivators was comparable to a well, then the energy within this man was like the Yangtze River, vast and boundless in a way where one could not see the end. Therefore, even if she consumed him to the brim, it seemed she could not hurt the roots of this man at all. No wonder this bad man is so vigorous every day, his chi and blood are truly astonishing. In this way, she indeed seems to be a perfect match with this man. Their physiques are extremely compatible. The peach blossom body absorbs the spirit chi from a man. If it were different men, it would cause the chi to be chaotic, impure, and thus lead to impurities in their mana, damaging the foundations of their cultivation. Her mother was once like this. But now, things are different. If she simply draws upon the spirit chi of one man, then the problem of impure spirit chi would not manifest. On the contrary, she can rely on this ability to quickly enhance her own cultivation and increase her practice efficiency. Assuming this man's spirit chi is inexhaustible and can be infinitely drawn upon. She first thought that such a man did not exist in this world. But now, it appeared that she had underestimated men. At least, her beloved husband was such an inexhaustible, vigorous monster. Even though they had cultivated all night, the spirit chi on her man not only didn't weaken, but it grew even more strong and vigorous. If it was not witnessed firsthand, who would believe such a thing? Indeed. At this moment, Zhou Sui was feeling the booming nascent soul mana within him. His nascent soul in the depths of his Danshan Chi Si had also grown, from the original state of a 0-year-old baby to the form of a 18-month-old baby, the massive nascent soul mana surged out of it. Like a vast river, it circulated in every corner of his body. A powerful nascent soul mana field spread around him, controlling nature's spiritual energy everywhere, and it was formidable in every respect. One had to admit, Master Peach Blossom was indeed a female cultivator in the nascent soul late stage. She had been single for more than 500 years and the union power within her body was profound to an unimaginable extent. After acquiring this energy, it unexpectedly raised his cultivation to 70% of the early stage nascent soul. This progress in cultivation was truly astounding. It had saved him more than 100 years of hard cultivation. If he were to wait until he had perfected the nascent soul early stage and then acquire this energy, it would undoubtedly help him break through the bottleneck and smoothly advance to the nascent soul middle stage. Unfortunately, he simply couldn't wait that long. A delicious feast was right in front of him, it would be foolish not to eat it now and wait until later. And saving more than 100 years of hard cultivation was indeed a great feat. Anyway, he didn't think the bottleneck of the nascent soul early stage could hold him back. Even without the help of Master Peach Blossom, he could also break through the bottleneck and advance to the nascent soul middle stage. How about it? I told you that your Peach Blossom spiritual body wouldn't harm me. You believe me now, right? Zhou Sui held the stunning beauty, Master Peach Blossom, in his arms, smiled faintly with a feeling of satisfaction in his heart. He was deeply moved, having waited so long, he had finally acquired Master Peach Blossom and made her his woman. The bitter lead to the sweet, it seemed. Obviously, his high-profile marriage to Master Peach Blossom would definitely provoke the jealousy of many nascent soul cultivators. But so what? Times had changed, he now had sufficient strength to deal with any envy. As long as he stayed in the Tri-Star Island group, even if a powerful nascent soul cultivator came to kill him, they would still face destruction. I didn't expect that your spirit chi is so strong. Even my peach blossom spiritual body doesn't harm you at all. In fact, it helps you to absorb the excess pure yang spirit qi, which may actually benefit your cultivation. Master Peach Blossom gazed at Zhou Sui, filled with emotion as she spoke. She never thought that such vigorous men exist in this world. No matter how much she tried to absorb, even if she was full, he was still as energetic as ever. It can only be said that her choice was indeed correct. By the way, husband, there's something else I need to tell you. It seemed that Master Peach Blossom had thought of something. Looking at Zhou Sui, her expression was very serious. Oh, what is it? Zhou Sui curiously looked at Master Peach Blossom. Master Peach Blossom is not my real name, it's just my religious name. In fact, my real name is Zhao Daoao. It's a name known only to those close to me. So I wanted you to know. Master Peach Blossom affectionately looked at Zhou Sui, speaking very seriously. Tao Yao, hey? That's indeed a good name. You should move to the Immortal Mist Peak afterwards. We can't just get married and live separately. Zhou Sui rubbed his chin, looked at Zhao Daoao's big watery eyes, seemed full of charm. It was as if she had completely unlocked her peach blossom spiritual body after one session of cultivation. The charm emanating from her now seemed even greater than before. One could say the potential of the peach blossom spiritual body is endless. If one talks about talent, she must be many times stronger than her mother. Upon hearing this, Master Peach Blossom's face turned rosy. The saying was true, go wherever your husband goes. Now that she was Zhou Sui's wife, she naturally needed to live with Zhou Sui, it was the most natural thing to do. Chapter 515, Wedding Night, Peach Blossom Spiritual Body. As soon as the words fell, Zhou Sui embraced Master Peach Blossom, seizing the time to cultivate once again. They were indulging in moments of joy without any thought of returning. A few days passed. Zhou Sui and Master Peach Blossom returned to the Immortal Mist sect. After the wedding ceremony, the commotion gradually subsided. After all, every cultivator had their own things to do and could not always concern themselves with these matters. The most crucial thing was that the phenomenon of realm merging was growing more and more severe, with more and more signs of void appearing. This caught the attention of a large number of cultivators. Many nascent soul forces started to take action and built city walls in places where void signs appeared. If gates to other realms formed and monsters ran out, they would strike immediately like thunder. Of course, these void signs had not yet formed complete gates, and no monsters had escaped from them yet, so it was relatively safe for the time being. Who would have thought that I would be so unlucky to encounter the realm merging phenomenon which only happens once every tens of thousands of years, as well as an invasion from the ancient demon realm? It seems there won't be peace for the next few hundred years. Although for the time being, 5th stage monsters can't pass through the gates, this is just a matter of time. It seems necessary to quickly improve my cultivation to be able to face the coming disaster. At this moment in the quiet chamber, Zhou Sui contemplated his plans for the future in silence. A sense of urgency couldn't help but rise in his heart. Although his current cultivation was already in the early stage of nascent soul, facing the invasion of the ancient demon realm, this level of cultivation was still not enough. He should at least reach the divinity transformation realm, being invincible among humans, to feel somewhat safe. Otherwise, if he encountered many 4th stage and even 5th stage monsters, he might not be able to withstand them. Think defeat first before victory. It seems that it's time for me to find an escape route. After all, who can predict what will happen in the future? If the Kanglan Sea area is invaded by a large number of monsters, and the nascent soul forces can't resist, I would probably have to abandon the base of the Wuji Alliance and start anew somewhere else. Although it may not go as bad as this, it's necessary to be prepared in advance. That's right, even if it's not possible to stay in the Kanglan Sea area, it might be possible to stay in other regions. For example, the East Wastelands, the Western Wilderness Continent, the Northern Wilderness Continent, and the Southern Wilderness Continent. These places are the center of this world, home to many cultivation sections. It is said that there are even nascent soul sects there. If I go to these places, with God transformed honored ones offering protection, I could certainly ensure safety. Zhou Sui stroked his chin, thinking about his backup plan. Of course, to cover such a vast distance required a certain level of power. Even a 4th stage teleportation insect couldn't manage it. The only possibility was the ancient teleportation array. This was a top-tier 5th stage array with endless mysteries. In the ancient era, the Kurong sect relied on this ancient teleportation array to transport themselves to various places in the world and connect with the surrounding realms of cultivators. If this ancient teleportation array is activated, it might be able to send me to other parts of the cultivation world. Unfortunately, at present, the ancient teleportation array has not yet been repaired. Zhou Sui felt a bit helpless. He had originally thought that he could repair the ancient teleportation array quickly. Clearly he underestimated the difficulty of repairing it. Even if he knew the principle of the ancient teleportation array, to repair the damaged array would require a great deal of time, and it was impossible to do so in a few short years. The goals for the next step are simple. That is, to repair the ancient teleportation array and the 8 desolation demon sealing array. After all, the 8 desolation demon sealing array has sealed the divinity transformed demon. If this demon were to escape, the disaster caused would be no lesser than an invasion by the ancient demon realm, or even more dreadful. Once the ancient teleportation array is repaired, I can go to other regions to explore and find an escape route. Zhou Sui narrowed his eyes and immediately made a decision. He had always been strategic, always planning 3 steps ahead. The future might not necessarily be as disastrous as it seems. But who can be sure? If it doesn't happen, all the better. If it does, he can always take his wives and concubines on the run. After all, the cultivation world is vast, and one can live anywhere. There is no need to confront the enemy head-on. He can still make a comeback after he advances to godhood. Chapter 516, Minor Accomplishment in Kurong Mysterious Light Technique, Devoted Study by Dao Companions. 20 years later. Xianhuang Sect, Immortal Mist Peak. High above in the sky, dark clouds densely gathered, the roaring thunder seemed to signal the arrival of a purple heavenly tribulation. The surrounding 100 miles were all shrouded under the heavenly tribulation. All living beings shivered at the perception of this power. This was the supreme heavenly might. However, the cultivators of the Xianhuang sect were accustomed to such scenes by now. At first, people used to watch, now they merely treat it as a thunderstorm. Looks like another alchemical tribulation has been invoked. It seems that my lord has crafted another batch of 4th grade treasure pills. Lang Yuexi appeared calm as she said, observing the alchemical tribulation descending from the distant sky. Within the recent times, the alchemical tribulation would sporadically appear above the immortal mist peak, with thunderbolts illuminating the sky. At first, everyone would panic, fearful beyond measure. But with time, they had become unmoved by the frequent appearance of the alchemical tribulation. It couldn't even stir any waves in their hearts anymore. When they saw the heavenly tribulation, they could only guess that their lord was likely refining another 4th stage treasure pill. Recently, the alchemical tribulations have become frequent. Perhaps my lord's alchemic skills have improved even further. Perhaps he has reached the mid-grade level of 4th stage. The rate at which the alchemist is progressing is too fast. Shen Baiqian was quite full of admiration. Being a 3rd-class high-grade pill master herself, she knew how difficult it was to craft a 4th-grade treasure pill. In the entire Kanglan Sea area, the appearance of each batch of 4th-grade treasure pills was enough to cause numerous nascent soul cultivators to scramble for it. However, her husband now casually refines a batch of 4th-grade treasure pills from time to time. If this news were to get out, it would certainly create a sensation in the Kanglan Sea. Who knows how many nascent soul cultivators would be pleading to be taught by him, hoping he would make pills for them. Indeed, it seems to be so. Thanks to the 4th-grade treasure pills crafted by my lord, the speed at which I'm progressing in my cultivation has increased exponentially. In less than 100 years, I suppose I will be able to advance into the mid-stage of the nascent soul realm. Chu Dai was also in awe. Being an elder of the Sky Demon sect who possesses a nascent soul, she naturally knew how difficult it was to obtain a 4th-grade treasure pill. But her husband casually crafts a few batches of 4th-grade pills from time to time, making the 4th-grade pills seem not that valuable, like they were eaten like candy beans, which was incredibly extravagant. If the nascent soul elders of her Sky Demon sect knew that she could consume 4th-grade pills frequently, they would by comparison, be jealous enough to cough up blood due to the sheer difference. However, it is difficult for a clever woman to cook without rice. Even if my lord has the technique to craft 4th-grade treasure pills, where does he get the 1,000-year-old spiritual medicine needed to produce 4th-grade pills from? Lin Yazua was extremely curious. After all, the reason that 4th-grade pill masters were so scarce is because of the lack of practical experience and the scarcity of 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines. Many pill masters at the 4th stage would only get the opportunity to open a furnace every few decades. Since nascent soul cultivators often need to spend a lot of time to find enough 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines. But here was her husband, who every once in a while brings out large quantities of 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines. This made it seem as if the 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines were nothing of value. As far as I know, my lord seems to have control over a secret realm that is a medicine garden. This place is rich in 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines, which is why my lord can bring out so many 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines for alchemy. But my lord has not told us the location of the garden's secret realm, he only said that the time hasn't come yet. When the time comes, he will let us know the whereabouts of the medicine garden. Master Peach Blossom blinked her eyes. She had long become used to her mysterious and unpredictable lord. After all, which cultivator doesn't have their opportunities or secrets? Her lord was able to form a nascent soul stage at just 100 years old, which surely meant that her lord's secrets must be quite astonishing. She also knew her place and didn't probe further. If her lord wanted to tell them, he must have told them long ago. Since he didn't, it means that the time hasn't come yet. At this point, inside an alchemy room, a pill furnace was brewing round granules of medicinal pills. There was a brilliant radiance all around and a pleasant scent permeated the surroundings. Zhou Sui was sitting cross-legged on the ground, looking very satisfied with the 9 purple pills that had just emerged from inside the furnace. This was the 4th grade treasure pill, the purple blood pill. Suitable for early-stage nascent soul cultivators, this pill could greatly increase the mana within the nascent soul cultivator's body. Its primary ingredient was the 1,000-year-old spiritual medicine called purple blood ling zi. Very good, I finally produced the purple blood pills. Given my current alchemist cultivation, my level could at least be considered mid-tier at rank 4. The past 20 years of time I spent constantly honing my alchemical skills was not in vain. Everything was worth it. Zhou Sui was extremely satisfied, he took out 1 purple blood pill and swallowed it immediately. Boom boom boom. The moment the purple blood pill entered his stomach, it was quickly digested and instantly transformed into a vast medicinal power, that disappeared into his body, subsequently converting to nascent soul mana. At that moment, he felt his body's internal nascent soul mana increase at a speed visible to the naked eye. Just 1 purple blood pill alone was enough to save him a great deal of time grinding relentlessly. It seemed that his nascent soul in the depths of his Danshan Qi Si was gradually growing stronger. Clearly, the medicinal power of the purple blood pill was extremely remarkable. As mentioned in legends, it was the supreme treasure pill used by nascent soul cultivators for daily practice, it was enough to drive many nascent soul cultivators insane. Alright, I wonder what my current body parameters are, let's check the virtual panel first. At this moment, Zhou Sui had a thought and immediately opened the virtual panel he carried on him. Host, Zhou Sui, Cultivation, Early Stage Nascent Soul, Progress 90%, Lifespan, 125, 16,000, years. Chapter 517, Minor Accomplishment in Kurong Mysterious Light Technique, Devoted Study by Dao Companions. Aptitude, 2nd grade Spiritual Root, 40%. Swordsmanship, 4th stage Low grade, 45%. Rune, 4th stage Low grade, 45%. 7th order Formation, 5th stage Middle grade, 90%. Pill Master, 4th stage Middle grade, 60%. Artifact Refining, 4th stage Low grade, 45%. Phantasma Transformation Skill, Grandmaster, 99%. 5 Elements Alchemy Technique, Grandmaster, 99%. Demon Summoning Heart Scripture, Demon Seed, Summon Demon. 7 Aperture Spirit Secret, Heart Eye Recognition, Heart Eye Insight, Heart Eye Linguistics. Kurong Mysterious Light, Minor Accomplishment, Ancient Turtle Skill, 2nd Layer, Soul Dispersing Stinger, Great Achievement, Fireball Technique, Grandmaster, Wind Blade Art, Grandmaster, Golden Light Skill, Grandmaster, Ice Frost Skill, Grandmaster, Spring Wind Rain Skill, Grandmaster, Lightning Summoning Skill, Grandmaster. Obsession Goo, 5th stage Low grade, Clone Goo, 4th stage Low grade, Wine Bug, 4th stage Low grade, Gold Eating Bug, 4th stage Low grade, Bookworm, 4th stage Low grade, Dream Soul Goo, 4th stage Middle grade, Dragon Elephant Goo, 4th stage Low grade, Golden Light Thousand Poison Goo, 4th stage Low grade, Teleportation Insect, 4th stage Low grade, Array Heart Goo, 5th stage high grade, object searching goo, 4th stage low grade, robbery thunder worm, 4th stage middle grade, medicine goo, 4th stage low grade. Suddenly, Zhou Sui saw the splendid data on the virtual panel, and he felt quite satisfied. Sure enough, my pill master realm has been raised to the 4th stage middle grade. And if I continue to train for a while, I might be able to reach the 4th stage high grade. If I were a 4th stage high grade pill master, there wouldn't be many people in the entire Kanglan Sea area who could match me. Zhou Sui was in a great mood. His 20 years of painstaking cultivation were not in vain. Efforts can indeed bring astonishing returns. Of course, under normal circumstances, it would take a 4th stage low-grade pill master hundreds of years to advance to the 4th stage middle grade. Because in this era, 4th stage pill masters don't have many opportunities to gain practical experience. Alchemy is a matter of practice makes perfect. No matter how rich your theoretical knowledge is, it's meaningless if you can't produce actual pills. Zhou Sui was able to gain so many thousand-year-old spiritual medicines for practice due to the power of the medicine goo. Now, the medicine goo has reached the 4th stage low grade, and can produce mysterious drops of liquid. When these mysterious drops fall onto spiritual medicines, they can accelerate their growth. With 1 year of growth, they could add 100 years of medicinal power. It has been 20 years now, which could add a total of 2,000 years of medicinal power. Of course, the maximum limit of a 4th stage spiritual medicine is 1,000 years. So Zhou Sui has harvested a large amount of 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines and started 2 cycles of cultivation. That's why he was able to get a large amount of 1,000-year-old spiritual medicines and refine many 4th stage treasure pills. It's all thanks to the medicine goo. Without the medicine goo to accelerate the growth of those 4th stage spiritual medicines, I'm afraid it would take at least 1,000 years to see these 4th stage spiritual medicines mature. Of course, I have a long lifespan and I can definitely wait. But for average nascent soul cultivators, they probably won't be able to wait for these 4th stage spiritual medicines to mature. Zhou Sui stroked his chin. The medicine goo now resides in the medicine garden of the Kurong sect, cultivating spiritual medicines like a diligent gardener. Of course, as the medicine goo nurtures many spiritual medicines, it also reaps great benefits and even promotes its own growth. They actually complement each other. But the practice of the nascent soul realm is too difficult. After 20 years of hard work, I've only reached 90% of the required cultivation. If it were not for the aid of my Dao companion Tao Yao's Yuanyan power, I'm afraid I wouldn't even be halfway there yet. Zhou Sui looked at his cultivation progress and felt quite emotional. His aptitude is not too bad now, having reached the level of 2nd grade spiritual root. With the help of many 4th stage treasure pills, he had only reached 90% of his goal after 20 years of hard cultivation. If it wasn't for Tao Yao's yin force, it would probably take even longer. No wonder many nascent soul cultivators have to spend hundreds of years to break through a realm. 20 years is nothing to the span of hundreds of years. From this perspective, his cultivation speed already outpaces many nascent soul cultivators. If other nascent soul cultivators had such a cultivation speed, they would probably be laughing in their dreams. The Kurong mysterious light has finally been cultivated to the minor accomplishment stage. Zhou Sui was very excited. He checked out his numerous cultivation techniques and found that all of them had improved to varying degrees. Of course, it cannot compare to the progress of a pill master, but it's still quite solid. After all, it's natural for the speed of improving one's skills to slow down after advancing to the nascent soul realm. It's like a perfect score on a test. It's easy to jump from 0 to 30%. But boosting the score from 90 to a full mark? Now that would be a considerable challenge. Even gaining an additional 1 or 2% requires countless efforts. The same principle applies here. However, for him, the most pleasing thing is naturally the enhancement of Kurong mysterious light skill. After 20 years of dedicated cultivation, he finally achieved the minor accomplishment stage. Once this stage has been reached, he can trade 1 year of his own life to take away a year of his enemy's lifespan. Truly reaching the point of trading life for life. Only at the minor accomplishment stage can this skill be utilized in actual combat. With the Kurong mysterious light skill at the minor accomplishment stage, nothing can stand in my way. Even if a nascent soul late stage cultivator fights me, their demise is certain. After all, I can trade life for life. Who can outlive me? Zhou Sui was full of pride. Currently, his lifespan had reached 16,000 years, a terrifying duration even by cultivator standards. The average nascent soul cultivator only has a lifespan of about 1200 years. Factoring in the years they have already lived, most nascent soul cultivators would only have a few hundred years remaining. In other words, all he needs is to exhaust several hundred years of his own lifespan to effortlessly obliterate his enemies. Furthermore, with the power of the dragon elephant goo, a monthly refinement and baptism of mysterious blood energy would replenish his lost lifespan. It can be said, he has no fear of trading life for life with enemies. Even if he uses it once, his life could be rapidly replenished, enabling countless uses. Of course, this divine skill would naturally not be used against lower-ranking cultivators. But it would against those with mighty cultivation. After all, a weak cultivator could be easily killed with a slap. Why would he need to trade life for life? It's a pity, the ancient turtle skill is still only at the second stage. It has not reached the third stage yet. Zhou Sui felt a sudden regret. This extremely defensive technique has always been a point of focus for him too. If he reached a higher stage, his defenses would become increasingly formidable. Once that happens, even standing still, enemies would be unable to break his defense. But unfortunately, he underestimated the difficulty of cultivating this technique. Up until now, he still remained at the second stage of the ancient turtle skill. Only able to form a double-layered turtle formation for defense. But even this was enough for combat at the nascent soul realm. Most magical weapons can't break the double-layered turtle formation created by the ancient turtle skill. So, he wasn't too anxious and continues to cultivate methodically. My lord. At this moment, the door to the alchemy room opened, and 4 peerless beauties walked in, Chun Tao, Xia Tao, Kai Hu Dao, and Dong Tao. They were dressed in white-waisted long skirts, which outlined their perfect figures. Swinging their enchanting bodies, they walked slowly and seductively. Since becoming Zhou Sui's Dao companions, they've matured considerably. From tender young girls, they've grown into mature beauties. Oh, what brings you here? Zhou Sui gazed at his 4 Dao companions, Chun Tao and the others, their curvaceous bodies inciting a heat in his heart and stirring his desires. We wanted to see if you needed any help. You've survived another alchemic tribulation. The alchemy room has sustained quite a bit of damage. Chun Tao and the other women curiously inspected the alchemy room. Due to the alchemic tribulation, it was in disarray. Signs of the heavenly lightning were evident everywhere, with pits and debris scattered around. Well, I do happen to need your help with something. I just successfully refined a 4th-grade treasure pill. I was thinking of discussing the insights I gained from alchemy. Come, let's have a chat. Zhou Sui let out a small chuckle and reached out to embrace his 4 beautiful wives. Hearing this, faces of Chun Tao and others flushed rosy, their eyes full of soft charm. They also wanted to learn, after all, the man they were with was a 4th-grade alchemist, rich in knowledge, and they knew he could teach them a lot. They were also cultivators who had a passion for learning. Soon, the alchemy room was filled with the sound of recitation of Dao scriptures. Their learning was absolutely engrossed. Chapter 518, The Unrivaled Beauty in the Lake, the Nation-Wrecking Qianziun. A few days later. In celebration of successfully refining the 4th stage treasure pill, purple blood pill, Zhou Sui and his wife studied relentlessly for several days. It was quite an energy-draining endeavor. They only paused when their strength was completely depleted. After all, learning requires a balance of exertion and leisure, and one cannot overwork oneself. If they did, it would be more harmful than beneficial. So the ancient teleportation array has finally been repaired. Zhou Sui had a thought, and a smile appeared on his face. Because he received information from his clone, the ancient teleportation array on Kurong Sex Island had finally been repaired. The 20-year wait was indeed worth it. Whoosh! Upon thinking about this, he skillfully used the power of the teleportation insect. In an instant, he was teleported to the Kurong Sect Island. On the vast flat ground on the island, an ancient teleportation array over 100 kilometers was laid out. On the ground appeared innumerable void patterns. They seemed to contain enormous spatial energy. Inserted on each node of the 7th order formation was a top-grade spirit stone. The ancient teleportation array alone incorporated at least 1 million top-grade spirit stones. Consequently, it became clear how difficult it was to construct an ancient teleportation array. Even if you had the necessary technology, ample resources were also essential. Only a nascent soul sect could gather such a large quantity of spirit stones and 7th order formation materials. Of course, The large number of premium spirit stones used was because this ancient teleportation array served as the mother sub-transport array. Such a formation alone connected to other sub-transport arrays around the world. The distance it could teleport was much longer, by an unknown multiple, compared to ordinary transport arrays. It could even teleport across different domains. In the past, the Kurong sect ruled over half of the Kanglan Sea, becoming an unprecedented overlord, through the use of this ancient teleportation array. Bang! Suddenly, with the thought, Zhou Sui's divine sense immediately connected with the ancient teleportation array, gaining control over the core of the formation. Suddenly, a spatial map appeared deep in his sea of consciousness. The map had 18 spatial nodes, each representing a sub-transport array. Each node indicated a place he could teleport to. Not bad, it is even better than I expected. There are still 18 sub-transport arrays. I thought that the majority of the sub-transport arrays had been completely destroyed. Zhou Sui cracked a smile, feeling quite pleased. If the sub-transport arrays still existed, it meant that the ancient teleportation array could still be used. After all, the presence of only a mother sub-transport array without any sub-transport arrays was simply futile. The mother sub-transport array was complementary. When the Kurong sect was at its peak, it was said that the number of sub-transport arrays reached tens of thousands. They were spread across various islands, and even the 4 continents had sub-transport arrays. It goes to show how powerful it was initially. Regrettably, over tens of thousands of years, many sub-transport arrays were either destroyed in wars or deliberately damaged by cultivators due to the passage of time. Why were the sub-transport arrays destroyed? In fact, the reason was simple, because these sub-transport arrays contained top-grade spirit stones. If they destroyed the formation, they could naturally extract the spirit stones. Many cultivators naturally could not resist such temptation. Over time, a large number of short-sighted cultivators destroyed many transport arrays. As days went by, fewer and fewer people could repair them. This gradually resulted in a decrease in the number of transport arrays in the cultivation world. Therefore, it became increasingly difficult to connect various cultivation regions. Hold on, hasn't the 8 Desolation Demon Sealing Array been repaired yet? At this moment, Zhou Sui suddenly sensed a strange vibration resonating from the entire island. The source of the earthquake was from the valley where the Divinity Transformation Demon was sealed. It seemed that the Divinity Transformation Demon knew that someone was continuously repairing the 8 Desolation Demon Sealing Array. From time to time, it attacked the sealing formation, causing the island to vibrate and rumble. But under the control of the array Heartgu, the Divinity Transformation Demon always failed. However, if this continued, the enemy would sooner or later break through the ceiling. Thus, he needed to repair the 8 Desolation Demon Sealing Array immediately. This was without a doubt a priority. Yes, I am still lacking some key formation materials. This is the 5th stage material, 8 Desolate Heist Gold. Of course, it is an extremely precious ore material that has become extinct in this world. But it is one of the main materials of the 8 Desolation Demon Sealing Array. If used in the formation, it can not only strengthen the power of the formation but also enhance the power to kill the demon. This way, the power of the Divinity Transformation Demon will gradually weaken. Zhou Sui squinted his eyes. Since the array Heartgu had assimilated the high-quality 5th stage formation, the 8 Desolation Demon Sealing Array, the more he knew how formidable this formation was. Even a Divinity Transformation Demon stuck in this formation could not escape from it. To tell the truth, if not for the Divinity Transformation Demon's long lifespan, it would have already died of old age in the formation. Not like now, it was still lively and energetic, bouncing around everywhere. He originally wanted to obtain the 8 Desolate Heist Gold from the nascent soul power where it was previously trapped. Regrettably, none of the numerous nascent soul sects within the entire Kanglan Sea had this kind of 5th stage material. Hence, he was helpless. It seems I have to rely on the power of the object-searching goo. Thinking of this, Zhou Sui formed a thought. He then controlled the 4th stage object-searching goo, activating its power. Chapter 519, The Unrivaled Beauty in the Lake, Nation-Wrecking Qianziun. Buzz. Suddenly, an unknown energy was released from the object-searching goo, spreading in all directions, endlessly searching for information and traces about the 8 Desolate Heist Gold. Boom! Without knowing how much time had passed, a piece of information suddenly surged out from the object-searching goo and submerged itself deep into his sea of consciousness. Found it! Finally, I found the exact location of the 8 Desolate Heist Gold. And it's even in the Kanglan Sea area. Zhou Sui's eyes glinted with a hint of excitement. He sensed that the 8 desolate heist gold seemed to be near the end of a distant sea region, an unimaginable distance from the Tri-Star Island group. If he were to reach it by flying on his own, it would probably take him decades. It seems like one of the teleportation points of the ancient teleportation array is near the 8 desolate heist gold. Could there be a connection between the two? At this moment, a thought occurred to Zhou Sui. He discovered that of the 18 existing spatial nodes of the ancient teleportation array, one of them was near the 8 desolate heist gold. By using the ancient teleportation array, he could reach that place. It could save him a lot of time. At this moment, he thought of the former Kurong sect, who must have collected materials from various places to build the 8 desolation demon sealing array, including the location where the 8 desolate heist gold was bred. Maybe the Kurong sect had thought of this and left the teleportation array behind, to facilitate future generations to acquire the 8 desolate heist gold. Since that's the case, let's go and see. Zhou Sui's eyes slightly narrowed. Naturally, his true body wouldn't move. This was such a dangerous task, it's better to let his clone do it. First, let his clone venture the path, and if there is an opportunity, bring back the 8 desolate heist gold. If there isn't, then consider other alternatives. At this moment, in a secret realm world, the nascent soul cultivators of the Sky Demon sect, Haisha Palace, and Xianyan sect all found themselves here. Everyone was extremely thrilled. Haha, the demon-slaying secret realm has finally reopened, it was worth waiting for 100 years. A nascent soul of the Sky Demon sect laughed heartily, clearly overjoyed. This demon-slaying secret realm was located within the territory ruled by Skymon sect. It was a divinity transformation secret realm, spawning many treasures and spiritual medicines that made many nascent soul cultivators drool. Obviously, the demon-slaying secret realm had become one of the most important secret realm worlds for the 3 major demon sects. But this demon-slaying secret realm only opens once every 100 years, each time only for a month. To the numerous nascent soul cultivators, this was an incredibly precious opportunity, and not one to be missed. Legend has it that this demon-slaying secret realm originated from the divinity transformation sect, the demon-slaying sect in the ancient era. I wonder if the legend is true or not, someone curiously asked. Of course it's true. The divinity transformation sect, the demon-slaying sect once enjoyed equal fame with the Kurong sect and was well known in the ancient era. But the demon-slaying sect was known for its battle strength. They took on the mission of slaughtering demons, swearing to eradicate every single demon in the cultivation world. It is said that every disciple of the demon-slaying sect had a tragic past, having survived the massacre of demons, and hence, harbored deep hatred towards the demons. In the ancient era, the cultivation world and the ancient demon realm had a fusion phenomenon, a large number of demons poured in, causing irreversible damage to our cultivation world. Even though the fusion phenomenon with the ancient demon realm lasted only a few hundred years, those demons didn't leave. They stayed and the disaster of demons lasted for thousands of years. Countless cultivators paid a heavy price to kill all the demons, or seal them. However, given the demon-slaying sect's approach, it naturally became a thorn in the side of many demons, and was attacked by many divinity transformation-level demons. The entire sect was destroyed and many disciples of the demon-slaying sect were killed. This demon-slaying secret realm is a secret realm left by the divinity transformation sect, the demon-slaying sect. This place is said to have many legacies of the demon-slaying sect and a large number of sealed demons. The many nascent soul cultivators were abuzz with discussions. Their discussions spoke of the origin of the divinity transformation secret realm, the demon-slaying secret realm, which was from the divinity transformation sect, the demon-slaying sect, and was only discovered in the recent 1,000 years. Later, it was controlled by the 3 major demon sects. The righteous sect nascent soul couldn't meddle in it. If that's the case, why has only a small part of this secret realm been explored even after being discovered for nearly 1,000 years? Someone was very puzzled. That's normal. Because the demon-slaying secret realm only opens once in 100 years and each opening only lasts for a month. This short period of time is not enough for us to explore the entire demon-slaying secret realm. In addition, many areas of the demon-slaying secret realm are protected by a 5th stage prohibition array. Even though we are nascent soul cultivators, we can't explore these areas. We can only sigh with longing. A nascent soul cultivator responded helplessly. They naturally also wanted to explore the entire demon-slaying secret realm, but unfortunately, the area was just too vast, and various sections were protected by the 5th stage prohibition array. One must be careful as triggering the arrays might backlash and result in destruction. Thus, even after 1,000 years, only a part of it has been explored. Only opens for a month? Then why not stay inside the demon-slaying secret realm and never leave? Chapter 520, The Unrivaled Beauty in the Lake, the Nation-Wrecking Qianziun. After all, it's only 100 years. Even if I stay and cultivate in the demon-slaying secret realm, it should be fine, right? Someone curiously asked. After all, if he stayed in the demon-slaying secret realm, carefully studying its prohibition array, perhaps he might have already unlocked many secrets within this secret realm world, instead of only having explored a small part of it until now. The efficiency was truly too low. Well, the reason we don't stay is because it's certain death. Once the demon-slaying secret realm closes, the entire secret realm world will be filled with a massive demonic aura. If you linger too long, you'll be eroded by the demonic aura and turned into a demon, losing your sense of self. Previously, a nascent soul cultivator tried to do so, but he couldn't hold it out for long. In the end, he turned into a demon and slaughtered the cultivators who entered the demon-slaying secret realm the next time, resulting in massive casualties. Since then, no one has dared to stay inside the demon-slaying secret realm. A nascent soul cultivator explained. It's not that they didn't want to stay in the demon-slaying secret realm and explore its secrets. But they simply couldn't do it. This secret realm world was simply not suitable for cultivators. It was a world filled with demons, fraught with danger. So that's why, no wonder we haven't managed to explore the demon-slaying secret realm completely in 1,000 years. It's more complex than we thought. What kind of treasures are hidden within the demon-slaying secret realm? The crowd suddenly understood. But they also felt incredibly excited. Because this meant that the demon-slaying secret realm remained an untouched world, still hiding an abundance of treasures and opportunities. For each nascent soul cultivator, this was an invaluable opportunity. There are naturally many treasures in the demon-slaying secret realm, otherwise it wouldn't attract so many nascent soul cultivators. First of all, this is a vast secret realm world, within which lies a 5th stage spirit vein with dense spiritual energy. It's just that it's contaminated with demonic qi, which we can't absorb recklessly, or else we might be demonized. However, even though we can't draw on the spiritual energy here, the environment of this secret realm world is excellent, nurturing many thousand-year-old spiritual medicines. While it may not compare to the remains of the divinity transformation of the Kurong sect we found earlier, it is incomparably abundant compared to other places. Anyone who gets hold of even one could earn a fortune. Next, because the massive demon wars happened here, many cultivators from the demon-slaying sect died here. Their storage bags and storage ring were left behind, all untouched. If we can find the corpses of those former demon-slaying sect cultivators, we can find their storage bags. These bags, belonging to cultivators from the ancient era, may hold a wealth of resources from that time. Once, a nascent soul cultivator found a storage bag belonging to an elder of the demon-slaying sect and ended up acquiring a large number of high-grade spirit stones. He even gained several 4th stage treasure pills. All of the nascent soul cultivators present were discussing fervently. They felt a mix of envy, admiration, and resentment, agreeing that this place was indeed a land of treasure, full of opportunities. Who was that lucky cultivator? Someone asked out of curiosity. It was of course Sect Master Qianziun of the Sky Demon Sect. In the past, Sect Master Qian was able to advance to the nascent soul late stage at one stroke because of the rich opportunities he found in the demon-slaying secret realm. He even faintly holds the title of the first man of the Demon Dao now. A nascent soul cultivator mentioned with a slight smile. Sect Master Qian actually obtained his opportunities in the demon-slaying secret realm and naturally progressed to becoming a Grand Master of the nascent soul late stage. Upon hearing this, the eyes of many cultivators lit up, and they seemed even more excited. Because this was simply a legendary story. If they could have similar opportunities, maybe they could achieve accolades like Qianziun. In short, this was enough to prove the benefits of the demon-slaying secret realm. One by one, their eyes were filled with fervor. So, what kind of dangers does this demon-slaying secret realm have? However, some of the nascent soul cultivators became calm. They always felt that this secret realm world was not as simple as imagined. If it were so easy to gain treasures, this secret realm world would have been wiped out a long time ago. It wouldn't be like now, where so many treasures are still left even after 1,000 years. The two greatest dangers are The first is of course the prohibition array in the secret realm world. Many 5th stage formations are set up here. If you touch them rashly, you will undoubtedly suffer a backlash. The second is the demons living in the demon-slaying secret realm. Originally, they were sealed in the demon-slaying secret realm. Due to long-term negligence, some demons managed to break out of the seal. Although they can't leave the demon-slaying secret realm, they can wander around within it. Once they sense our presence, they will swarm over. If you're not careful, you might also die in the hands of these demons. Everyone must be careful. A nascent soul cultivator warned solemnly. Even though this was an ancient divinity transformation secret realm, it was also extremely dangerous. It's not a place where you could easily gain treasures. Understood. The crowd all nodded their heads. They were no fools and would definitely be careful. By the way, does anyone know where the sect master went?